I've known the Fourth World Movement for seems like most of my life. When the Fourth World Movement did come around, it really gave us something to do in a place that there was pretty much nothing to do but watch the drugs being sold or fights, watching people drinking and carrying on, which I was also one of. It's like the devil's workshop sometimes until you find something positive to do.
That was in the year 2000 with my first International Day when I was helping to organize, and I met people from the movement. That first International Day was an eye-opener because with the UN mostly you have quite formal meetings and events. And that time when we have the testimonies, I think the testimonies are very powerful. That sort of gave me an insight into the kind of things that the ATD Fourth World was doing.
I used to be more active as far as street library and participating in that role of working with the children. But right now, I have another role that seems just as important, and it's more political. It seems like they're involving the whole movement more in a political aspect by this next step with trying to, I think it's moving to getting a seat in the decision-making policy. And I'm just feeling grateful to be a part of whatever it's going to be.
When I look at the kinds of sacrifices and the work that's been done by active members in the ATD Fourth World Movement, I feel very humbled because it's a very small contribution that I'm making. Very often we come with preconceived ideas, especially if you're an academic. You have some preconceived ideas that you know the solution, you work very hard to find a solution. And some of these, when you listen to voices of the poor, what you listen is a very different point of view. And some things which appear very obvious, unless you listen very carefully, you don't catch the point that they're trying to make.
I'm a community activist in my area, and from everything I saw from everybody on the panel, you bring into the youths something that they need. Because everybody always has a testimony, whether they know it or not, whether they say it or not. So I had been given the privilege of reading a testimony at the United Nations, and it was just very empowering because these are people's lives, things that happen in people's lives that live in poverty, and to just be the speaker is like, is this really me? And it's just uplifting, just being there and able to share and having people of importance listening to you, listening to your words coming out, somebody's testimony, somebody's real for live testimony, like a feeling that you can't necessarily totally explain, but that you feel overwhelming completion. Just continue to go on and grow. And
I think the ATD Fourth World Movement was quite strong in pushing the UN ahead with the idea of giving voice to people during on the day. In the position that I'm in right now, I have the opportunity to bring some of these ideas about the importance of participation, the importance of taking into account the contributions of people outside the UN to the whole process of reducing poverty and poverty eradication. And it's important for everyone is the recognition of the right of everyone to have voice, and also the dignity. I think we tend to lose sight of that everybody has dignity, regardless whether they're rich or poor, they have the same right.
All of this is helping to feed the energy in the fight, and helping to show you some more ways that you can do things in a positive nature.
And we say that it shouldn't be just one day that's a poverty day.
Oh, absolutely
every day.
Not. Every single day.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, well, nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Today, both Emma and Donald are still very active and committed to overcoming poverty. Donald Lee retired from the United Nations in 2011. In recognition of his long-term commitment to promoting the participation of people in poverty at the United Nations and elsewhere, Donald was invited to be president of the International Committee of October 17th International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. Emma Speaks recently graduated and is employed as an IT engineer. She continues to be actively involved in anti-poverty work in her community and was asked to join the board of directors of the Fourth Blood Movement, USA. She is relentless in continuing to organize a yearly block party on Montauk Avenue, East New York.